What's up, everybody? It's your boy 12-inch, and this is ASSN. And in today's episode, if the Bears lose one more time, do you think the city, the NFL, can even bear it? I don't know.
This is ASSN. Here's your host, 12-inch.
This is your boy 12-inch. Today's show is going to be a hot one. We're going to be talking about the Chicago Bears and all things that have to do with this game tonight on Thursday night. Hit that sub button. Please hit that like button and do share. This is going to be a good one. Yo, Boogie, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Hey, thanks for having me on the show. It's my first time. I heard so much about it. I'm ready to get going, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, man, it's all good. So, talk about the Bears, man. Is this the only team ever in NFL history? This the only team to ever come out of a training camp, bro, hibernate. They made their debut hibernate, man. These guys are still bare naked in the cave, man. Starting off 0-4. They got poor Justin Fields out there. You know, people are kind of bagging on Justin Fields, but Justin Fields is not the problem. What do you think about that situation?
Man, I think they're still in mini camp. They haven't been able to put things together. Justin Fields is not the problem. The problem is everything around Justin Fields and everybody around him. I'm not saying he's the Bears' savior, but I am saying he's a pretty good quarterback if you know how to use him correctly, and they failed to learn how to do that.
Yeah, that's true. We're talking about two different administrations, too. We're talking about Pace, and then now we got Poles. I don't know. He's more looking like a South Poles. He said we're going to take the North, but this thing is pointing south, man. And if you look at it, both regimes, from Matt Nagy, which is horrible, trying to use him wrong, you're seeing the same thing with this regime, and they always wait to like 4 games, 5 games into the season to use them the way they're supposed to be using them. And the other problem is, you know, I think they're bag on Justin just a little bit too much because you got to remember, that first season, he really wasn't the starting quarterback. It took 2 other quarterbacks, Nick Foles, and then we had Andy Dalton, to get injured before they just threw him in with no O-line, no protection, nothing, no kind of scheme, no kind of plans. And then you bring in the new regime with Matt Eberflus, and here we are again in the situation where you got an offensive coordinator. You know what? Back up, man. First thing I got to say is this. Is this the only organization from the top down that hires people that never had that job? You got Ryan Pace before that, never has been a GM. Poles has never been a GM. And then they go hire coaches that never been head coaches. They hired Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy didn't even call any plays. Andy Reid said after Matt Nagy called about 2 or 3 games, it was so bad that he took the play calling back. So, and then you get Matt Eberflus, who's never been a head coach. And then he gets an offensive coordinator from Green Bay that we have now, who's never been an offensive coordinator. Is it inexperience the problem here?
Yeah, you know, a wise man once told me that, you know, you can't get experience without a job, and you can't get a job without experience. And I think in this situation, you can get a job with no experience if you're Ryan Poles, because he's got no experience. He got the job, and he's just trickling that down through the rest of the organization. Nobody has experience, but they all got jobs. How does that work? I don't know. But you're seeing the results of that. They're on the precipice of going 0-5, 0-6, they might go 0-8 before they win a game. And I haven't even looked at the schedule, but it's looking like they're going down that route.
Can you imagine we end up with the first and second pick, man? And then they throw Justin under the bus when Justin's not the problem. Justin's not the problem. You see Justin do amazing things with his feet last year and with his arm last game. They got to give this man a chance, bro. They got to cut him loose. They got to call the right protections, the right rollouts, the right plays, and let him shine. Like, who buys a Ferrari and then wants to take it off-roading? That's basically how they use it. Yeah,
to talk football, they really do have to utilize Fields a lot better than what they've been doing. He's more effective with a moving pocket because he's a mobile quarterback. He's still looking downfield. He's still trying to go through his progressions. He just doesn't have the time to do that in the pocket because instead of having about 3 seconds to throw the ball, he's got 1.5. And nobody can get into the route in a second and a half. So then he's got to scramble, get sacked, and do all kind of stupidness just to try to get out of a situation that he shouldn't be in to begin with. But if they roll him out and give him those 2.5 seconds that he needs, he'll find the right read, he'll find the right receiver, and we can get some yards. But you have to utilize your players and your personnel instead of trying to get them to conform to your style of play.
Amen.
Coaches have to conform to the style of play of the players and utilize them as best as they can, to have success.
Especially when you have somebody as dynamic as that. And then you got DJ Moore as well. We won't even talk Chase Claypool because that's a whole nother situation. Although I do agree with Chase Claypool. Maybe he shouldn't have said it in the media, but he did not say it. He was asked. And then he knows he's being misused. But that's an indictment on the administration. That goes from the GM on down. You don't get somebody that not know how to use them and use his best traits and characteristics. So, and if you see that, that's resonating throughout the whole organization. And I'm afraid that they might give up on Justin and he'll go down somewhere to Atlanta or somewhere else and just ball out, bro. Just ball out because somebody's down there licking their chops, knowing exactly what to do with a unique player with that type of skill set. And they know what to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because this organization is so ass backwards. I would not be surprised if they get the first pick this next spring. They try to trade out Fields and they draft a quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past them to do some more stupidity because that's really all they're about. Yeah, it's just incompetent stupidity. That's it.
I think that really changes if ownership changes. If they can just get somebody who really has a passion for football, who really wants to win. I'm not saying these people want to win, but I'm just saying, I know about the lineage coming from ownership and how George Halas, Papa Bear, created the NFL. The Bears is the flagship team as well as Green Bay of the whole NFL. I understand that, but there comes a point where if your children's children are not engaged, and they don't have the passion, then they're just not capable. Then you got to put it in capable hands. And the one thing I forgot to bring up, Kevin Warren, they did everything backwards. They pretty much hired the coach or was on the edge of hiring the coach before they got Poles. So Poles really didn't have a say on the coach. Poles got to talk to him, but it wasn't like, it didn't seem like Poles actually went out there and hired Eberflus to be coach. And then after they hire the GM and after they hire the coach, which was already decided, then they hire the president. I mean, how backwards could you be?
There it is. That's about as backwards as you can do it. It shows no leadership from the ownership, and it shows no trust in your president or whoever's doing the operations as far as hiring and drafting and signing free agents. It's just a lack of competency all the way around. And like I said, you're seeing it on the field. It's going to happen again tonight. I'm so excited to see how much Bears lose by because it's really just showing what has transpired. And this is going on years on back from Jay Cutler.
That's true too.
I'll take it even that far back when they re-signed that guy to $10 million a year at the time or whatever it was. When he's sitting there on the bicycle in an NFC Championship game because he got a little soft tissue injury. Get out of here, man. When that happened, I knew we was going down the wrong path, and we've been on that wrong path ever since.
Yeah, this is basically like everybody over there in that whole organization. It's basically what I'm seeing. It's almost as if they got the car in reverse and they're going down the highway trying to get to a destination, man. And you're bound to crash. And they've had many more crashes than most organizations. And to let you know, this would be, I believe, I could be wrong, this could be the 15th straight loss in a row, spanning from last year. I know there's only one team that's gone 0-16, but this may even be worse than that team. And I just don't see a way out right now. The only way you can really get out, the Bears have never fired a head coach in the middle of the season. And we're the oldest team in the NFL. So, along with Green Bay. So the thing is, like, if it's not working, then you have to fix it. But if it's working, then you don't fix it. They need to flip that and go ahead and make a move after this game if this game is a tragedy. They have to make a move. And I think they have to covet the fact that they have a high draft pick and a high caliber player at quarterback who could be somebody amazingly special because we're seeing it. But anytime you hire a contractor to come build your house and he wants to use your screwdriver as the hammer, you know the problem is not the screwdriver or the hammer. It's the person using the tool. So to me, I have to see a change. I have to see leadership, like you were saying, and I have to see movement. If we're not going to win today, you have to see movement. And don't place it on Justin because the first 3 games, they didn't even use it towards a skill set. They didn't care what he can do. It's like if you're a director and you're hiring an actor, do you hire an actor that does not fit that role? Or do you hire an actor that's good at that role and let him play that role?
I think if I'm the Bears front office, I hire an actor with no experience. You know what I mean? And then just put him out there with no coaching, no development, no training, and say, "Oh, you got the job," and you got a diamond in the rough. You're thinking you got a Brad Pitt, but you don't. You know, and that's kind of what they're doing. So tonight is going to be another one of those nights. But you'll see it. You'll see the way they use the offense. Keep him in the pocket. Try to give Herbert the ball, 8, 9 times. That's not going to help the offense.
Not at all.
And obviously, they can't even. They don't even have good run block. They have no good pass block. But we'll see. But we'll see what they do. And on defense, they're just atrocious. I think it's worse than the Denver Broncos. And Denver Broncos gave up 70 2 weekends ago. But doggone, man, I think we probably given up the most points throughout the course of the season so far. If not, we're definitely top 3.
Oh, actually breaking. We broke the record in the NFL for giving up the most points in the most consecutive losses in NFL history. Giving up more than 25 points a game. 25 points a game.
Can't.
And Eberflus is supposed to be he's a head coach, but he's supposed to be a defensive mastermind. And his defense sucks. That's why we lost the game. A lot of games is because of the defense, man. You can't give up 25. You can't average 25 points a game giving up and expect to win. And that's who you hire. You know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but here's the other problem I have with leadership, with ownership. How do you hire, when you have somebody like Justin Fields, how in the world do you make it make sense to hire a defensive guy to come in and help steer this thing forward with a top flight quarterback prospect coming out of college? How does that make sense? Do you hire a mechanic to come in and fix your toilet?
Yeah, you can't make that make sense, and that's the problem. It's baffling the kind of decision making that the front office has been doing for years now, and you see the results on the field. Last year we won 3 games. This year it might be 1 or 2. We might look worse than the Detroit Lions did, 5-6 years ago. It's just
with more talent. With more talent, we might look worse.
It's just putrid. It's absolutely putrid the way the organization is being run, especially when you have the Bear fan and the contingency of the Bear fans. We're passionate. We love this team. They've underperformed since 85, and we're still loving the Bears. I don't understand why. It's almost like the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones. He feeds everybody fool's gold every year and just pockets everybody's money, and they continue to disappoint since 94, 95. It's almost the same thing. But I don't get it. I wouldn't understand it because it's just not the way that organizations should be ran.
But here's the sad thing to say. Here's the sad thing, B. I would take Jerry Jones over this ownership, though, because at least he's passionate and he wants to win, and it may not be perfect, but at least they have some blips. We had Lovie Smith. The man went 10-6, and he said that's not good enough, and we've never been 10-6 since. We've never been 10-6 since. So you're saying winning is not good enough. We have to be at the bottom of the barrel so we can build back better. This sounds like what's happening in America. Hey, let me ask you.
No, I'm with
Yeah, let me ask
Yeah,
you
I'm
a
not.
question for tonight. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not saying that the Cowboys are the Bears. I'm just talking about the hype, the expectations, right? Every year, something's going to happen, and then it all just the balloon pops, right?
Yeah.
With the Cowboys, and that it's championship or bust every year. I get it, I like it, but it's just not going to happen. With us, it's just like, can we have a winning record?
Yeah.
And that never happened. So it's just frustrating all the way around. Bears fans are frustrated. We're all frustrated, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Well, here we are in week 5. So go ahead, man. Give me your prediction.
Man, I'll tell you like this, man. The Commandos, they're going to beat us up, man. It's going to be 28-10. They're going to give us a little bit of a shellacking, 28-10. I know that team is not that good either, but they're a heck of a lot better than us.
And they got a way better coach, Ron Rivera. I don't see why we didn't hire him.
Oh, that's another former from back in the day when we won a championship. How about that?
Yeah. And he was on the staff with Lovie Smith, I believe, too, as well.
Yeah, he was.
Right now, I'll take Lovie Smith over what the heck is going on with this bullshit. Just to keep it real with you. All right, here's my prediction. Go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to ask. What's your prediction?
Okay, my prediction is we see more glimmers of hope and exploitation of defense by Justin Fields. I think they're going to start utilizing him correctly as opposed to what they did the first 3 games. And I think we are going to see some fireworks and some awe moments, and it's going to be pretty entertaining. Bears lose 28-25. And the reason why I say that is because the defense is porous. I don't see anything on the defense. We have 1 sack. The Chicago Bears have 1 sack through 4 games. We have the least amount of pressures out of the whole NFL. So if we can't stop anybody, we got to put up big numbers. We got to shoot high, shoot hard. And at this point, I say hopefully the schemes are good and evolve off of last week, because in those first 3 games, a lot of people were on Justin saying he's not getting the ball out soon enough. Well, he had somebody in his lap within 1 second. Every time. He has like the second or third most sacks, 17 sacks this season already. And, and then the receivers weren't getting separation. So who are you supposed to throw to? There's been a couple times where somebody was wide open, but people were right in his face. So he didn't see it. That's natural. So I'm going to go ahead and say 28-25. The Commandos are going to leave the Bears bare naked with a wedgie.
Hey, I'll just tell you like this. As far as offense is concerned, they need to stop trying to go downfield so much, 15-plus yards downfield on throws, because he doesn't have time. They need to try to get these little quick out routes and these little drag routes with the tight ends, and also find relief with the running backs catching out the backfield. I think that's really the best way for our offense to flow, because we have no run game, so nobody respects that, and they're just all going off the pass game. If we can nickel and dime them a little bit and get them to play a little bit more honest, maybe we can invoke a little bit of the running game and see what happens. On the defensive side, you hit the nail on the head. We get no pressures, no sacks. When you go out in free agency and you get a guy that nobody else wants, and you spend $10 million a year for the guy, and this is his 3rd team in 2 years, and you're expecting him to go out here and ball out, not going to happen, right?
Yeah,
whatever his name is, I don't even know his name, the defensive end they got. This is just absolute
Ngakoue.
Yeah, this is just absolute mind-boggling spending. It almost sounds like Bidenomics to me.
Yeah,
you just spend, and you get nothing in return, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's basically what's happening. And then at the same time, you save about $2 or $3 million, and you give up almost like a once in a generation type of linebacker. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. Can you guess who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's over there in Baltimore. Balling.
Yeah. You made a complete shell of our defensive line and our secondary, starting with those linebackers, and you have nothing to replace it with. These are just these are just guys running around. These are all practice squad guys. No disrespect to them, but these are all practice squad guys. You put these guys on any other team, and they're second, third string, if not practice squad.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it real. There's nothing out here.
All right, everybody. So what you guys think about tonight's game, Thursday night game here in Week 5? If you guys say the Commandos win, type Commandos down below. If you think the Bears are going to win, type Bears down below. If you believe in Justin Fields and you think he could be a baller in this league, just put some love down there for JF1. Just type in JF1. So there you have it. There's our prediction. And this is ASSN. We appreciate you guys showing up and being a part of this whole conversation. So next time we pull up, make sure you buckle up and get your ass. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Y'all know you've been looking at the